watching WBRZ News 2 at 4.
School year is winding down, and that means the kids will be spending a lot of time outdoors, whether at the pool or the ballpark. It's important to be protected from the sun. Dr. Minnie Calandro is here to tell us some tips on how to keep from getting burned. So welcome back. Tell us a little bit about what we should look for, first of all, on a sunscreen.
Well, when you're going shopping for sunscreen, there's 4 important things you need to look for. First, your sunscreen needs to be broad spectrum. That means it's going to protect you from both UVA and UVB rays from the sun. Those UVA rays are the ones responsible for aging of the skin. The B rays are the ones that actually can burn your skin. So broad spectrum is number 1. Okay. Next, you want to look at the SPF. Sun protection factor. So you want an SPF of at least 15. Now, sunscreens go all the way up. There's even some that say SPF of 100 even. Probably SPF of 50 is really the highest you need to go, as there's probably not added benefit after that, and it's much more costly for those other sunscreens. Next, you have to see how your sunscreen is going to perform in water. So since 2012, sunscreens cannot be labeled as waterproof. Rather, they have to say they're water resistant, and it has to tell you how long they'll stand up in the water, generally somewhere between about 40 to 80 minutes. And then lastly, for people particularly that have sensitive skin, you want to look at the ingredients. Mineral-based sunscreen, so ingredients like zinc oxide and titanium dioxide, are probably going to keep you from having those skin reactions. So sunscreens like this CeraVe and Vanacream are perfect mineral-based sunscreens.
Sunscreens come in different forms too. You have the spray. What do you feel about that?
Well, a spray sunscreen in theory really sounds great, but you really are going to get an uneven coverage if you're not careful. Think about using a can of spray paint. If you're spraying just one spray through, how uneven that coverage is. So if you're going to use a spray sunscreen, you have to use it and then make sure you rub it in. The other thing for younger kids, make sure they're not taking big breaths, because you're going to actually then inhale some sunscreen too. So I tend to like to stick with the ones in the container.
What about protective clothing?
Yeah, so outside of sunscreen, certainly there's other things you can do to protect yourself from the sun. A nice wide brim hat protects the face, protects up on the scalp as well. For kiddos, most kids swimsuits now are built with what are called UPF, or ultraviolet protection factor. So it's like a sunscreen almost built into the clothing. So rash guards like this, even swim trunks, those all have some extra protection that'll just continue to cover your kids and keep them protected from the sun.
All right, great. Dr. Minnie Calandro, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
We'll be right back.